So I'm going to answer this simple question. Jerks, how should I play this season? First, we need to understand that this is a short season. There's no cash cups, no majors, no divisional cups like in past seasons. So it's not really focused on competitive. Still, there are some tournaments you might care about, like the Performance Evaluation Cup, Trio Showdowns, and a few others that can help you understand the season and how to actually play it. So after reviewing a bunch of customs and testing this season, here's what we figured out. First, let's talk about grenades. Grenades have several uses, from early game fights
Oh my god!
to late game plays like making pressure.
I don't think that works. Oh my god! Cammy with 5 grenades, fucking chuck it. Go Cammy, go! Go Cammy, go! Fuck him up, Cammy!
But you should also keep in mind the different strategies. You can use them for rotations,
The sense of like,
but be
there's no
careful.
reason for you to play the season.
You still
Oh,
take
is he
fall
gonna
damage,
die?
and you could end up like Ferdoxy's trio.
Hello? Ferdoxy? What the fuck?
Now, when it comes to loot in this season, there are generally 2 different loadouts you can have around. One focused on fighting, and one designed for taking Surge for the late game. If you're playing aggressive, you'll want to carry weapons with a fast fire rate like the AR, the heavy SMG, or in some cases, the small SMG called the CR2 blaster. All of these should be paired with the standard one-shot shotgun for close-range burst damage, so we can see fights like this across the map.
Holy shit.
Grenades are also a strong tool for applying pressure when enemies are boxed up. They can force opponents to waste mats or even open up for a quick elimination. When it comes to healing, almost every item is viable right now. Super slap splashes, chill guys, minis are decent, but even big shields and even slap juice can all be useful, depending on the situation and how much loot your trio has. But when we're talking about late games with Surge, the situation changes quite a bit. At this stage, it's no longer all about constant fighting. Instead, Surge management and smart positioning become the key focus. And when it comes to Surge, there are 2 extremely important weapons you need to be using: the DMR and the Sniper. These 2 are game changers. The DMR in particular can be used almost like an AR thanks to its versatility. It deals solid damage from long range and helps you rack up Surge tags quickly. The Sniper, of course, can chunk enemies or even pick up full eliminations with a well-placed shot. In this games, the shotgun isn't as important. It's still useful, but long-range weapons like the DMR and Sniper matter a lot more. And as we've seen, grenades are also really useful. So they're a great utility item, and at least one player in your trio should probably carry them. As for heals, it's pretty much the same as before. But one item that stands out in Surge situations is the Slap Juice. It's super important for trading Surge tags because the spawn rate is high, and you can carry up to 6 easily thanks to the stacks. And there's one more item that's super important: the Lightsaber. Specifically Darth Vader's lightsaber, because it comes with a special force ability that lets you throw it like a boomerang. It cuts through all builds and still hits players, even if they're boxed up and trying to protect themselves. Now, it's definitely situational, but if you manage to reach endgame with it, don't hesitate to use it as much as you can. And obviously the best healing item right now is the Chug Jug. Now, let's talk about the late game. Usually most matches won't have Surge, but in the games where it does show up, like tournament finals, Surge is going to be really high. And that's mainly for 2 reasons. First, the weapons deal a lot of damage. Second, you've basically got infinite ammo, so everyone's constantly dealing Surge.
Behind us as well, another team.
That means the team dealing the least damage is going to get punished hard. Another thing you'll notice is that some lobbies will be super stacked in the late game, and others won't. That mainly comes down to zone and mobility. Since there's barely any rotation this season, everything depends on where zone pulls. If it pulls into a tough area like a mountain or canyon, you'll probably see fewer players alive at the end. But if it's a flatter, more accessible zone, then more players will survive into the late. Now, more than ever, getting height is super important. Maybe even more than in past metas. When you're up on height, you control everything. You can shoot at everyone below, throw grenades, and put pressure without worrying about running out of ammo. You don't even need to split ammo with your teammates, and just keep shooting and stay in control. On low ground, things get messy fast. You'll get spammed,
Oh, the grenade!
hit by grenades,
Oh, shit!
lightsabers, and all kinds of stuff. It's really hard to survive down there. So having height isn't just about getting more kills. It also keeps you safer and gives your team a better chance to win. If you can get height in zones 8 or 9, you're in a really strong position. And if you can hold it, that's perfect.
You can't throw it.
But if
okay,
not,
so
you can
can't pick it
always
up.
fight for it later, or try your best in low layers. But
I don't know.
keep in mind that your ears will be hearing.
My fucking ears! Oh my god, man! It's so loud!
One important thing to keep in mind is that surge trading still works the same way as last season, just like we talked about in the previous video. This is just one example, but across the entire map you'll find surge trades happening, with different teams taking different fights for tag. Now, if you're wondering whether the weapons have bullet drop this season, the answer is not really. Only the DMR and the sniper do. That means most weapons shoot in a straight line, making it way easier to land shots, especially when you're trying to pressure enemies from a distance or get quick tags for surge. Now, let's talk about a few tips for this new season. One of them is that you can actually use the mythic SMG not just as a normal SMG, but almost like a shotgun too. We've seen players like Fredoxy pulling off this strategy really well, even winning a games. Another early game strategy is running double AR, for example using both the sniper and the DMR to take surge tags in early game. Then, once the mid-late game begins, you can swap one out and bring a shotgun instead. Before we finish, I just want to say one thing. People have very different opinions about this season. Some like it, and some really don't.
This meta sucks.
And I've seen a lot of the same comments coming up again and again, so I think it's good to talk about them. Is there a common opinion everyone seems to have? Well, yes. This season has clearly taken a hit in terms of player activity. Even people who aren't usually that into competitive Fortnite aren't really playing actively right now. A lot of players are treating this season as a break, and it goes even further. Some people who work on Fortnite-related websites are reporting a noticeable drop in traffic and users, all because of how this Star Wars season has been received. From all the guns sounding exactly the same, to the usual cheater accusations, to people saying that infinite ammo should be removed. There's definitely been some frustration in the community. As for tournaments, just keep in mind that there's region lock, so you won't be able to play in 2 regions. But of course, try your best in whichever tournament you're playing, so stay focused and try to play well. Even if there aren't many tournaments this season, what really matters is doing your best in the ones that are available. That said, it is a short season, fun in its own way. It's different, so don't stress too much. Just enjoy it for what it is.
I'm living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it. Do it better than anybody you ever seen. Do it screams from the haters. Got a nice ring